Desmond Booker, your favorite Christian dating and relationship coach, and your success coach. Glad that you're joining me today and watching this video. I'm excited about the great things that are happening. Hopefully, you had a great weekend. Let's go ahead and jump right into what we're going to be talking about this weekend today. Um, One of the things that we have to begin to understand is that being safe is a good thing, but it keeps us stuck. And let's talk about today the comfort zone and why success is the enemy. You should you Your comfort zone isn't a sanctuary, it's a trap designed to keep you at your current level. It's a trap. It seems like it's a safe place, but it's a trap and it's going to keep you where you are. Now, you've achieved some things in your life and you are achieving some of the success, but in other areas, you're not seeing the success that you're wanting. And the reason why is because what? Is because in these other areas, you're playing it safe. The other areas that you are seeing the success, you're not playing it safe. You are willing to do it. But if you stay where you are, guess what? Now you're going to be what? You're going to become stagnant. And that's the danger of staying in your comfort zone. Let's leave the comfort zone in 2026 and we're going to go from one level of success to the next level of success. If you really wanting to be going to the next level, you're going to have to leave your comfort zone. Let's get into this. And so one of the things that you have to begin to realize is that stagnation comes from the why. Why do you want the certain thing that you're desiring? Because if your why is not big enough, it's going to cause you to become stagnant, right? Your habits, the things that you're doing, the things that you have been doing are what has created the success that you have right now. You're successful because of the type of person you are right now, with your habits, the way that you think, the way that you feel, and the way that you act. That's why you have the results that you have. That's why I have the results that I have, is because of what? Because of what we have been doing. But now to go to the next level, we're going to have to leave the comfort zone, and that means that our why has to be bigger. Why do you really want what you say that you want? Because if your why not is bigger than your why, then you're not going to ever move. Do you know how many times I hear, I'm going to start tomorrow? I'm going to start when I get this together, that together. Your why is not big enough. I want to give you a great picture of this. There was a woman who, unfortunately, child had they had got into a bad car accident, and the car flipped over onto a child in the process of them being in this wreck. What happened? The woman's why was big enough. She ran over and picked up a car off of her baby. And they was like, oh my God, because she had so much adrenaline, her why was big enough. The reason why we don't accomplish the dream, the reason why we haven't started yet, is because simply our why is not big enough. If our why is not motivating us, if our why is not pulling us, we're not going to be moving towards it. That's why. So I want you to think about it real quickly. Is your why big enough? Why do you want that? Why do you want to be in a relationship? Why do you want this weight loss? If your why is not big enough, you're not going to move. So you got to begin to simply, I'm talking about today, start today thinking about, why do you want what you say you want? What about your why? All right. When you begin to see that your why is big enough, it's going to shift you from not enough to more than enough. It's going to shift you to doing things. It's going to shift you to change your habits, right? It's going to shift you to change the way that your mind is even operating. And one of the ways that you can check your habits is by simply asking, why do you want this? Why do I really want that? Why do I want that? If you ask yourself five times, five whys of why you really want it. Why do you want that? Well, it'll help me accomplish some things. Okay, it'll help you accomplish some things. Okay, why do you want it to help you accomplish some things? Well, it gives me some status with my family, and it causes friends to respect me. Why do you feel like? So you ask yourself five times, why do you really want that? That's going to help you nail it down. Just take some time out and keep asking yourself why. And every time you come up with an answer, why again? 5 times do that and watch what begins to happen. Many times what we feel like we want or what we think that we want is not what we want. And even though why we want it, most of it is because why? Because we want more freedom. Everybody wants that, right? We want, and we think sometimes money is the answer. No, money is not the answer. Money is going to help me, right? It's going to help me get the freedom. But really what I want is freedom. And so those whys are going to help you. 5 whys of why do you really want it. Every time you come up with that answer, ask yourself again, why? Come up with that answer, ask yourself again, why? And when you begin to do that, you're going to see and get down to the why, because when your why is big enough, you won't have to fight so much. The why will fight for you. It will cause you not to be in this survival mode. It'll go to causing you to be in a thriving mode. All right, that's very good. And so when you're not moving, when you're not growing, unfortunately, you're dying. You have too much potential in you to not going for what you are capable of accomplishing. There's something pulling you. That's the whole issue today. Something is pulling you. With you being this high achieving queen, with you accomplishing the things that you have accomplished, and you're even wanting to accomplish more, something is pulling you towards that, and you have to answer, yes, I'm willing to go to the next level. Yes, I'm willing to be in that relationship, even though I've been hurt 1,000 times. You see, you can come up with 1,000 times of why not. You know, you're going to be hurt. You're playing it safe. You got 1,000 reasons of why you shouldn't be going forward. Why, why you shouldn't be losing the weight, right? I'm hungry. I don't want to put myself, I don't want to exercise. I don't have time to exercise. Again, if you come up with more why nots, your why is not strong enough. All right. This is so good. And so what we want to begin to do is that you want to begin to move towards your desire. Move towards your desire by the right why. Now, when we begin to think about it, it causes us to stay where we are. And we don't want to become stagnant. We want to be on the move. And when we begin to get on the move, we begin to do those things that we're truly desiring to do. Now, when your why is big enough to keep you comfortable, your mental toughness, the way that you think, right? When your why is big enough to keep you safe. I want you to think about that. I didn't say why to get you out of your comfort zone, but when your why is big enough to keep you safe, if you come up enough reasons of why you are having the success that you're having, even though you want more, you're going to stay where you are. So real quickly, is your why to stay where you are bigger than the why you should leave? That's what I'm saying. Think about it. Is your why big enough for you to stay where you are, or is it big enough, or is your why big enough for you to leave? Which why is bigger, to stay or big enough to leave? And it's going to take your mind, it's going to take mental toughness for you to override the why I need to stay and I need to leave. It needs to become bigger. So I have to begin to think differently. I have to begin to feel differently, and I have to begin to act differently. Because if my why is big enough for me to stay and be comfortable in this comfort zone, I will never take the action that I actually need to do in order. So that's why you're wrestling with this. I want to do it today, but then I'm not going to do it. I do it today, and then I do it tomorrow, and then I start again. Because your why to stay comfortable is bigger than your why you need to leave. All right, that's real good today. And I wanted to share this with you. When I wrote this down, I was going to share this, that you are built for the next level. You got the purpose and the potential. This is calling you to the next level. That's why we have this. I just started this new membership that I have. It's called the Next Level. And that's why I really started it, because so many of you have come to me and saying that you're wanting to go to the next level, but you're stuck at this level. You are doing well, but what well has run out. Ooh, that's good, isn't it? The well has run out. And so if because your well is now dry, you want to go to the next level. And in order to go to the next level, you have to have a big enough why. So I'm going to ask you a question. Are you going to answer the call and go to the next level? Are you going to answer being in that relationship, which eventually leads to marriage? Are you going to be achieving more and getting the more income coming into your life? Are you going to start the business that you say that you've been wanting to start? Are you going to go ahead and lose the weight and become physically fit like you said you really wanting to be? Are you going to really eventually get the promotion at the job and you keep putting it off? Get a big enough why, so that this why big enough will cause the why that's keeping you safe and cause the why that's calling you out of where you are to become better, to become bigger, to become what? Going to the next level. All right. So my why is big enough for me to go to the next level. So let's do this. Let's take some action. Let's go ahead and let's sit down and have a 15-minute call. I'm going to give you 15 minutes where we can schedule a call on your time. It's going to be a free 15-minute call. And let's just begin to look at why you really are stuck. And then let's look at why you really want to go to the next level. And let's really hash that out. Let's get some strategy so that you can break this cycle of being in this comfort zone. It's safe, but it's only safe and secure, but it's not allowing you to become the person that you're really wanting to become. Again, we set goals not to really get the goal, but we set goals to become someone. That's the dangerous part about being in this, being stuck, being in this comfort zone, is that what? I'm not becoming the person that I need to be. I'm stuck at this level. There's a greater me in me, and it's calling me to the next level, and it's outside of this comfort zone. Let's sit down and hash that out. All right, let's get some strategy so that you can begin to move to the next level. All right, thank you for joining me. Again, we thank you for liking and subscribing this video. If this has resonated with you, go ahead and drop a 100% down below. And then also I'm going to put in, if you're watching me on YouTube, I'll put here, click here in the caption notes. And then if you're watching me on Instagram, thank you for joining me on Instagram. Woo, go ahead and click the link in my bio, or if you're just watching this video, just click down below link and I'll give you the link so that you can schedule your 15 minutes with me. It's time for 2026 that we're going to the next level. My why is going to take me out of the comfort zone that I've been in, that's quote unquote keeping me safe. Don't want to be safe anymore. I want to go to the next level. All right. Have a great day, Queens. Remember, Queens don't settle.